Fire away, guys.
Jeremy, let's clear it up right off the bat. There's a story out there that you're getting a title shot if you beat Cub Swanson. What do you know about this?
Yeah, you know, my focus is on this fight. I'm looking to throw a dominant performance to give no doubt in there that I do deserve the #1 contendership.
Right, but the ads right now are talking about Swanson getting the title shot. They don't mention that it's a title shot both ways. Does that bother you at all, or?
Let them talk. You know, I'll do my talking in the octagon.
That's very true. And you're 3 fights in a row now, so it's looking good ever since you dropped down in weight. So.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Do you remember where you were when you got this offer?
Yeah, I was in. Actually, I bugged Sean Shelby for a fight. You know, I was looking for a fight. You know, I'd been like 5-6 weeks off. I was looking to stay active. I know guys like Cub Swanson, they get into the top 5. You know, not just him, not calling him out or anything, but they like to wait for the title shot. You know, I like to stay active. I like to make money. You know, I have a family support, and you know, kind of like Kenny Florian said back in the day, I'd rather just keep fighting, even if Chad or Jose does happen to get injured. You know, hopefully they don't, and that they remain healthy. But if that does happen, and I do win Saturday night, I'd like to stay active and just prove, you know, I am the #1 guy. I like to continue fighting. That's what a champion's all about, and I just want to prove that I am the best here in the 145-pound division. And as far as the title shot, you know, I'm looking to have a devastating performance and prove it.
Considering your fortune at featherweight, do you think this move? Do you think you would have done it earlier?
Well, actually, you know, when I first started out, you know, my career at a very young age, there was no 155-pound division. It was 170. You know, I would have fought at 170 if they would have called me at such a young age. You know, that's just the type of guy I am. That's my dream, was what I wanted to do. And, you know, then they had the 55. They brought the 55 back. That's when I came into the division. There was no 145-pound division. When you're knocking guys out at 155 pounds, you know, and you're having good fights with the top contenders, you don't look to drop in. You know, with me staying active, I noticed my weight started getting down, me being healthier, moving out to California, the training picked up. I noticed I was walking around only 78, and some guys were walking around like 80. So I knew I could make it, you know. And then with the 3 losses that I had in a row, just made me change my perspective. You know, I talked to my management, I talked to Sean Shelby, and they're like, yeah, if you can make 145 pounds healthy, you know, it'd be awesome to reinvent yourself. So I got a nutrition and George Lockhart Fitness VT, got Jay Will from my culinary arts guy. You know, he helps me out with my diet and stuff like that. So I feel good here at 145 pounds. I feel like my power still remains the same. I feel more athletic. I feel like I'm using things that I've never had before. So it's been a blessing.
Do you think that a win over a guy like Swanson would mean more than if Dennis Bermudez, say, beat Clay Guida?
Yeah, you know, Cub Swanson possibly could be fighting for the title. You know, he's on a 5-fight win streak. I think Chad's on like a 5 or 6 fight win streak, and I think his only loss was to Chad, and Chad's been a lot more active. I would say, like I said, you know, them guys like to wait around as compared to I don't. I'd rather just cut in and knock you off the top of the mountain and be like, yeah, I'm here. So that's what I'm looking to do, man. I'm looking to shock the world like Muhammad Ali, you know?
Are you gonna make way with his beard, man? What's going on with this, this facial hair?
If I happen to be a little bit over, I'll shave it, but I'll keep it.
What's up with the new facial hair? Anything?
Oh man, it's in camp. I really didn't have time to get a haircut. The lady likes it, so you know, gotta please the lady.
How do you see the fight between Aldo and Chad?
That's a great fight as a fan, and to fight one of them guys would be awesome. You know, anybody could win. You know, everybody talks about the knee that Chad Mendez received from Jose, but they forgot the old fence grab, you know, right before that. So the fight could change. Chad Mendez is a very explosive athlete. He's got knockout power now. He's developing in his hands. It's cool to see a wrestler transition over to what he's been doing. So he definitely deserves a title shot, I believe. And you know, Jose could pick him apart, land a lot more damage, defend the takedowns. But if it goes later rounds, Chad has more of a chance. But you know, he could knock him out. So best of luck to both guys. Hope they stay healthy.
People also say that Chad has been criticized a little bit because of his last performance, saying that he kind of is playing safe, like already. Aldo, sorry, not Chad. Can you just do you agree with that?
I just, you know, it's hard. You know, when you're fighting top guys, like a lot of guys, like, oh, he's going to decision, this and that. But look who he's going to decisions with. Top guys of the world. You know, it's not easy to go in there and fight. Anything easy to get. I mean, look what Matt Serra did. He went in there and knocked George St. Pierre out, and then he lost the title. You know, it's anything's easy to get. It's harder to maintain. For Jose to be a dominant champion the way he has been is really cool and unique, and I applaud him for that. That's really hard to do, and the way he's been doing it. So critics are always going to talk. They're always going to be haters, but he's got the belt, man.
What do you think you do better than Cub? Speaking of hating, what do you think you do better in Cub when you get in the octagon and fight?
I feel like I'm the better overall around mixed martial artist. My powers, I'm more powerful than him. He TKOs people, but when I knock people out, they go completely to sleep. And it's not talking crap. That's a true statement. I feel like my wrestling's developed entirely way past what I ever thought it would be. I continue to work that every day. I feel like I can take him down. And I have a devastating ground and pound. I can split his head open. I could rip his arm off. He's been submitted on the ground by purple belts and stuff like that. And I train with high-level guys. I got Mike Chandler and my wrestler, Dominic Cruz in my movement. He's training with him as well. I got great coaching staff. I'm just putting it all together, and I feel like that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be the well-rounded, more mixed martial artist.
Jimmy?
Like Dominic Cruz yet?
I can keep up with him. I can keep up with him. It's a hard task, but when I'm in shape, I feel like I can keep up with anybody. So if I can keep up with Dominic Cruz at 135 pounds, I can keep up with Cub Swanson.
Jeremy, can you talk about what this means to you personally, going from where you were a few years ago to having Dana White have your back, and now you're in the main event of a fight night?
Means the world to me. I'm really passionate about fighting. Fighting something I really love to do. It's just something that comes natural to me. I love this. I love the UFC. I pretty much grew up inside the octagon. Back when I was fighting, I was 21 years old. And I was fighting black belts. Guys on paper that probably should have beaten me, and I ended up knocking them out with just pure heart and aggression and just good mindset. Now I have the skills to pay the bills, and I have a good training system, support system behind me. I moved my whole family to California to develop in the way that I have. So visionary, I've always envisioned it. It just sometimes it didn't play out in my fights, but I stuck persistent, never gave up, and it's something that's always been in me. I think people have always seen it, with my knockouts and close decisions and stuff like that. That I've always had this type of potential. I feel like now, in this point in my life, I'm putting it all together. The past is the past. I've learned from it. I've made all the changes to become a better person, a better fighter, a better father. And, it's hard to make changes and sacrifice things that, the old person to become a new person. So I feel like I've done all that, and I get better every day.
Do you get homesick for the Midwest, or have you adjusted well to the Cali life?
Not in the wintertime, I don't. I was in Chicago the last fight. That made me realize that I'm really fortunate to be out in San Diego, California. But I do miss my family. I have two beautiful daughters. I'm around them all the time. We don't get to drop them off over at Grandma and Grandpa's and sneak out every now and then like we'd like to. But it's all worth it. They're back home with my family right now. They'll be watching, and they're in Chicago with me, so they know what's going on and stuff like that. But it's good for them to be around their family. I think family is the most important thing in the world.
We're talking about Dominic. Yesterday they said that maybe he's going to be back, this year. Can you give us any update of it?
I can't give you exactly, but I'm pretty sure he'll fight before the end of the year, definitely. Dominic's been looking great in the gym. He's been there every day. He's been consistent. He's been doing his rehab, his therapy, excuse me. He's looking phenomenal. He's not compensating on anything. Nothing's injured, so he's been going hard. We've been sparring, we've been drilling wrestling, we've been drilling jiu-jitsu. So he's in the gym every day, and look out, because the master of the movement's coming back.
You mentioned it. You mentioned before that you spent a lot of time in the UFC. You've had a lot of ups and downs. You've been with the UFC a lot longer than a lot of the fighters. Career longevity. With that being said, what would you say if you got past Cub and they said you're going to have to fight a guy like Conor McGregor, a guy who's only been around for 3 fights for the title? How would you feel about that?
I don't even want to speak on that. That guy's not even in the radar yet, so I don't even want to mention his name. Yeah, he's not on the radar yet, but if that happens, it'll happen.
How do you feel about headlining San Antonio? It's quite a buzz here. We got the NBA champions. This is the first UFC card here. How do you feel about that?
I'm actually pumped. I've actually been down here 2-3 times. I visited the Wounded Warriors. I'm talking guys who just really came overseas, with limbs off, and stuff like that, sitting there with their families. So I've actually got to visit those people. It really touched my heart and kind of changed my life. And that was actually before I made the 145-pound move. I've been here teaching a seminar of the thousands of troops in Lackland. So I've been here. I felt what the San Antonio crowd has had to bring, the troops, the people that are really over there fighting for our country, and for me able to do something like this. So for me to come here in San Antonio and to give back to them is actually it's a true blessing, man. I'm pumped to be here, and I'm pumped to give them fight of the year, fight of the world. This is a great matchup, and I'm super excited. And I'm sure they are too.
Was there really much of a point when you looked really impressive when you fought Darren Elkins? It seemed like your wrestling game just went above and beyond. Was there a turning point during camp or another fight to where you thought, I really, really need to step up my wrestling game and focus on that a little bit more?
That was the main thing when I moved over. You know, when I fought Donald Cerrone, you know, and when I fought Eves, my wrestling was getting better in that time. You know, I happened to break my orbital in the Cerrone fight, and then in the Eves Edwards, you know, I had some personal issues that I just dealt with. I ended up taking the fight on short notice. But if I would have fought him the first time, I think people right then would have started noticing my changes. But then again, it didn't line up right, so my move down to 145 pounds is lining up perfectly. I think everything is just lining up. You know, it couldn't be any greater. So I feel like all that hard work and me never giving up, even in the down times, has really made me stronger. It's really made me into like a real stone. I've built a solid base. Never give up on alliance. Coach Eric Del Ferro, my strength conditioning coach, I stuck with him. I knew the progression was in the gym was it just wasn't displaying in my fights. But now that I'm here at 145 pounds, I have a clear conscience. Like I said, I've made all the changes. I feel like everything's coming all together, and that's what's happening for me right now. And it's going to continue.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.